And he had learned to love, I know not why, for this in such as him seems strange of mood, the helpless looks of blooming infancy, even in its earliest nurture. What subdued to change like this a mind so far imbued with scorn of man, it little boots to know. But thus it was, and though in solitude small power the nipped affections have to grow, in him this glowed when all beside had ceased to glow. And there was one soft breast, as hath been said, which unto his was bound by stronger ties than the church links withal. And though unwed, that love was pure, and far above disguise, had stood the test of mortal enmities, still undivided, and cemented more by peril, dreaded most in female eyes. But this was firm, and from a foreign shore, well to that heart might these absent greetings pour. The castled crag of Drachenfels frowns o'er the wide and winding Rhine, whose breast of waters broadly swells between the banks which bear the vine, and hills all rich with blossomed trees, and fields which promise corn and wine, and scattered cities crowning these, whose far white walls along them shine, have strewed a scene which I should see with double joy wert thou with me. And peasant girls with deep blue eyes, and hands which offer early flowers, walk smiling o'er this paradise. Above the frequent feudal towers, through green leaves lift their walls of grey, and many a rock which steeply lowers, in noble arch and proud decay, look o'er this vale of vintage bowers. But one thing want these banks of Rhine, thy gentle hand to clasp in mine. I send the lilies given to me, though long before thy hand they touch. I know that they must withered be, but yet reject them not as such. For I have cherished them as dear, because they yet may meet thine eye, and guide thy soul to mine e'en here, when thou behold'st them drooping nigh, and know'st them gathered by the Rhine, and offered from my heart to thine. The river nobly foams and flows, the charm of this enchanted ground, and all its thousand turns disclose some fresher beauty varying round. The haughtiest breast its wish might bound, through life to dwell delighted here, nor could on earth a spot be found to nature and to me so dear. Could thy dear eyes, in following mine, still sweeten more these banks of Rhine. By Coblentz, on a rise of gentle ground, there is a small and simple pyramid, crowning the summit of the verdant mound. Beneath its base our heroes' ashes hid, our enemies, but let not that forbid honor to Marceau, o'er whose early tomb tears, big tears, gush from the rough soldier's lid, lamenting and yet envying such a doom, falling for France, whose rights he battled to resume.